G'day, friends and fans. Welcome to Tabletop News. I'm your host, the author, David Applegate, author of the books of The Boyhood Arcade, Power Games, and Into the Earl's Mound. And before I begin, I'd like to just share out the links. Sorry, my cable's fallen off the shelf again. The spare cables. Always keep spare cables about, right? Never know when you're going to need them. And given the cost of cables, you do not want to be going without. You don't want to be throwing out cables until they're absolutely rotten. So I'm just sharing out. Maybe take a little longer than I expected. Come on. Always with the drama, isn't it? Just sharing to Facebook groups. Normally just click, bang. But today, nope. Everything's got to be extra slow. Gives more people time to join. It's not very fun for the people who have, I know. Gosh, I shared out the Rumble link. Oh, well. Come on. No, I don't want to boost posts. Why are you? Damn Facebook and its bullshit. Of course it does. You're the best at posts. Reach more audience that we lie about. They lie about how many people click. They lie about clicks. They lie about potential customers. They just, well, it's in their financial interest to lie. So what do you expect, really? There's no honesty in this world. Everybody's lying for their financial interests, and it's sad. I shouldn't complain because then people think, oh, everybody's lying. But no, I'm just talking about how Facebook and Google and other big companies they just fall into a trap of their own making, where where their revenue constantly, they're so obsessed with increasing their revenue, growing their size, because they're afraid that, oh no, there's one person who isn't a customer, they might start competition. That's the last thing they want, is competition. But unfortunately, most people aren't competitive enough to take on those big companies. So, hi, yes, and fuck your politics. Keep your politics off my pay. Whoops. God, I hate that when people want to push the. God. Right. Go free speech somewhere else. There's plenty of Ukraine. You want to boo-hoo about Ukraine? Go to one of their pathetic support sites. Here we're about tabletop gaming. And my favorite site, of course, is the Bundle of Holding. That's better. Sorry about that. Just the screen. Yeah. Now we have a quick deal today. Now, quick deals pop up every so often, and that's why you need to subscribe to the site, where they only give you a couple of days to sign up. And they're usually just a single item or a single tier. One price gets all the product, usually low price. Here we have the Swords of Serpentine tabletop role-playing game, quick deal for $7.95. Tie-in for the Pelican gaming convention this weekend. Swords of Serpentine is gumshoe-powered sword and sorcery RPG set in Eversink fantasy city. $7.95 gets you the core rulebook and the quick start adventure Losing Face. $30 retail for $7.95. Swords of Serpentine, sword and sorcery, daring heroism, sly politics, bloody savagery, set in the fantasy city, rife with skullduggery and death. The rules adapt the Gumshoe investigation role-playing system to create a fantasy RPG with focus on high fantasy role-playing and investigation inspired by the stories of Fritz Lieber, Terry Pratchett, Robert E. Howard, and others. Your character will discover leads that, if followed, propel them headlong into danger and forbidden knowledge. Leads that point the way to sunken treasure, jungle ruins, missing keys to a sorcerer's trap, or the true identity of a notorious murderer. The Gumshoe game mechanics ensure you'll always notify leads if you look for them. It's up to you to choose which one you follow and whether or not perils lie ahead in hopes of fortune, glory, justice, or just staying alive. Track down foul sorcerers in a corrupted, decadent city. Climb up through underground ruins to sneak into an enemy home and rob them, or wage a secret war against rival political factions. You're in the right place. Now, Losing Face is a quick start adventure to introduce you to the world. The one shot with 6 pre-generated heroes. Consider it a first chapter in your adventure. Lo and behold, $7.95, you can visit Eversink. Next up, we have Ultraviolet Grasslands, the fantasy science tabletop role-playing game from Luca Ricci. The complete line plus synthetic dreams and trippy ebooks. $17.95 gets you the entire collection. Sit still, please. Okay, first up we have the Ultraviolet Grasslands, including Dead Cities Memoirs. This is the core rulebook that takes your heroes on a strange trip through mythic steeps in search of lost time, broken space, and deep rifts. Caravan threads its way across 7 time zones of a vast continent to end at the fabled Black City, where time and space become one on the shores of the wine dark sea. half setting, half adventure, half epic trip, inspired by psychedelic heavy metal, the Dying Earth genre, and the Oregon Trail games. So if you know anything about the Oregon Trail games, you know the most popular meme is death by dysentery. That's where it comes from. The Ultraviolet Grasslands is an undying earth trails, takes winding paths through Morbius, mind-bending bandage, airtight garage, Blue Oyster Cult's evocative veteran of psychic wars, heavy metal music, movie, the surreal fantasy of Jauravokai's Holy Mountain, Miller's Fury Road, Struganovsky's Roadside Picnic, and Vandermeer's Annihilation. It's a trip, and they mean trip, through shifting realities, as in drug trip, people, through the realities of new wave science fiction, inner and outer space. Now, new wave science fiction has actually been and gone of the 1960s, but it birthed science fantasy and beyond. Now, of course, there's the director's cut, in which adds 52 pages and does include the original edition. Now, here we have the original first edition. This is the 2020 release. This is the 2022 release. Synthetic Dream Machine is what it says. It's character generator, red front and back. Present. Now, Eternal Return presents the system rules. And it's red back to front. So it's part of the trip, I suppose. There's illustrations throughout. And it contains a little bit of a RPG sandbox setting in the vast setting. Magic Eater is a volume of powers and rules and spells for use within Synthetic Dream Machine. Loosely compatible with other open OSR, old school role playing. Sorry, not open system. Sorry, OSR is old school role playing. These are old school. Zoa of the Vastlands is a creature generator. The hazards of the Vastlands. Reaper, get ahead. The rules, loose science fantasy RPG module compatible with Ultraviolet Grasslands, inspired by the fantastic and ridiculous John Borman movie Zardoz. Trail of destruction, desolation leads the head-shaped flying fortress protected by gun-wielding savages. Will you manage to capture it? Discover its secret. Does it include Sean Connery in what do you call them again? Budgie smugglers. He's actually wearing briefs, leather briefs, and a weird leather gear. I mean, that's a trippy movie, I tell you. And let us in. It's a neutral one-shot horror adventure designed for 5 players, one being the referee. It throws pre-generated characters in a scenario straight out of the classic horror flicks of the 70s, looking for gory adventure, not necessary. Well, but the goal is the thrill. If you're looking for something different, this is definitely something different. I'll neither recommend or condemn, but I'd probably check it out myself a little bit more detail later. But of course, $17.95, it's something for a weekend. Stars Without Number is coming to a close in a couple of days. This is a re-release of the March 1990 sci-fi tabletop role-playing game from Gnome. Starter set only $7.95, and bonus level up, beat the threshold price of $21.13, and you level up. Now this is the revised deluxe edition, the complete 2017 revised deluxe rulebook. The setting, of course, is straight out of science fiction, where you have the year 3200 and humanity's empire lying in ashes. The jump gates have fallen silent 600 years ago, severing the links between worlds. Now, the long silence comes to an end. Silence, comes to an end as adventurers now set forth. Will you be amongst them? This is the revised edition, built to encourage and simplify sandbox playing, with familiar mechanics and guidelines built on past experience. Backwards compatible with all existing supplements. This is from August 2017 Kickstarter campaign. 16 stars is basically all the books you need to generate adventures. You have various locations, ancient temples, asteroid bases, barbarian courts, bureaucratic agencies, colonial outposts, derelict asteroids, disaster areas, doomed habitats, hell worlds, merciless planets, starports, prisons, savage jungles, tomb cities, vicious slums, and war zones. Seeds for all locations included. Sorry, I've got a persistent cough that just won't die no matter what I do. This is the revised edition Game Master screen with illustrations and quick reference pages. Everything you need to run the game. Now, level up, beat the threshold price, which I recommend you do. And you get planetary starvation cheap. Everything you need to run military campaigns, focus on wars, military objectives, gritty details of battles, from mercenary campaigns to all-out warfare, has all the tools you need. Sons of Gold, galactic treasures await you. Classic Mercantile Adventures to your Stars Without Numbers campaign gives you everything you need to handle all your commercial ambitions. Skyward Steel, naval campaigns for Stars Without Numbers, everything you need from the lowest ratings to Dauntless Officers to Black Ops. History of the Stars and Stellar Navies. Dead names. Well, empires have fallen, and you have forgotten empires and relics of vanished people scattered throughout the galaxy for curious and fearless investigators. Glorious citadels, eldritch marvels yet to be discovered. Dead Names provides all the tools to build such adventures, whether it be lost races, their magnificent works, flesh out their ruins and fortresses. Polychrome adds, as the name suggests, cyberpunk to all you need to know about megacorp-dominated worlds of Polychrome, where cybernetics are cheap and lives are cheaper. Cyberpunk sandbox game for Stars Without Number. Will you go forth and adventure? The stars await. Next up, we have Battletech readouts. Just over a week to go on this one. This is playing aid for Battletech Total Warfare. 4,500 pages of technical readouts and record sheets. Starter collection, $19.95. We'll give you the technical readouts. Hold on. Yeah. Thanks for your comment, Mike. I'll get back to it. Oh, sorry, I just can't shake this cough. I took a week off almost 2 weeks ago, and I sort of recovered. It's just dry sore throat. Starter collection and bonus collection. Starter collection, $19.95. Level up. Beat the threshold price of $37.34 and get the entire bonus collection. Our minimum price gets you 4 technical readouts covering the airs. As you can see, it's quite a lot here. Mechs from the Age of War to Succession Wars, technical readouts $39. Upgrades, the most common mechs from Clan Invasion and Civil War eras, technical readouts $30.50. Upgrades $30.55, $30.58, and $30.60 and $30.67. Sorry about the cough. Jihad compiles the mechs from $30.50, upgrades $30.35, $58, so on and so on. Dark Age, all the mechs from the technical readouts, $30, $75, $85, and other supplements. Covers quite $30.25 to $30.81. The 4 major ages: Succession Wars, Clan Invasion, Jihad, and Dark Age. And of course, they come with 4 sets of equivalent record sheets from these ages. Now, level up, and you get further technical readouts to cover the periods after the Republic of the Sphere, 3080 to 3130, through to the next Dark Age of 3130 to 3050. More technical readouts and the appropriate record sheets for 3085, Oldest and New, Project Phoenix, Cutting Edge, 3145 and 3150. Yeah, minimum 39 to level. Battletech Total War. It's from August 22. It's board game rulebook. PDFs from Catalyst Games. Pay the minimum $7.95 and get the Total War handbook and technical manual. Level up, and you get additional supplements. The threshold price is $20.70. More reasonable, I know. Total War, the future of warfare. It's the 31st century. Warfare rages across the human-occupied space. What a shock. Battle mechs, 30-foot tall, humanoid, metal Thailands bristling with various weapons, engage in total warfare. Each one capable of leveling a city block. You're a part of an elite force of these juggernauts fighting for glory for your faction. It's a beacon call. You have various support vehicles. power armored infantry, aerospace fighters, and more. Whether you become a legend or a forgotten casualties, this combines 20 years of battle mech into basically a new reboot from the original. But you don't need the originals. You can pick up from this. Don't let Catalyst catch me here. You don't tell Catalyst, because they will try to sell you the entire collection, which is quite a lot. Now, the BattleMech interface, what's it look like? The technical manuals tell you about the Gauss rifle, particle cannons, and more, including how to design and customize your mechs. Level Up, which I suggest everybody does, is the operations gets you the operations manual in this case. Now, these are 4 technical manuals. Shizhok Operations is about advanced aerospace movement and combat, including warships and jump ships. Our campaign operations is running any kind of force from down like mercenary battalions to fully supplied regiments. Complete all new worlds, campaigns, map-based, and build any type. Advanced rules, as I said, adds more rules on weather, planetary conditions, and battlefield tactics from artillery to minefields. Advanced units equipment, as it suggests, adds more advanced support units, cutting-edge technologies, missiles, shields, etc., including I'd like to also promote the little guy. Here we have Lewinston Illustrations, looking for a commissioned artist. It's not too active on Twitter, apparently, but yeah. Here we have Ko-Fi and other locations. Oops, what happened here? Did I copy the same one twice? I hate when that happens. Did I copy the same link twice? What happened? Yeah. Now, Lewinston is working on Gloriana, a high fantasy Old West setting for 5th edition D&D. Here's a Ko-Fi page where he's been releasing subclasses for the book for free. Here's Lewinston's page. He has a goal, and he has the various books and introduction videos. Check out. And I took something just before a cough, just before I went on air too. Vicnedel Art creates tabletop role-playing digital art, Roll20, The Forge, mostly characters, monster tokens, and occasionally maps. Here's the Roll20 page where you can see they've got quite a lot of details and tokens. Next up, we have ParDen. Pardon me for a moment. Sounds cool, but I'm not into clan stuff. Yeah. Oh, with the battle mech universe, of course, there's lots of supplements. You know, you could play individuals. I think most of the time, I think it's always up to the individual, isn't it? What they want and don't want. Oh, I was going to say, is that a chaos sign or a compass? Oops, clicked the wrong one. ParDen Us Gaming. ParDen Us Gaming, publisher of Every Verse RPG. Every Verse RPG was designed by ParDen's late husband. Is based on bell curves that reflect the spread of capability of population, with 100 being the average score, a roll of 5,000, 4d10, shown in a picture, right? Alternative generators. And they have a website where you can learn everything about role playing, the game, the system, karma, perks, and the high fantasy. High tech. Sorry, I thought I said high fantasy. Sorry, high tech role playing. And of course, there's me, Future Fantasy, a homebrew science fiction fantasy setting for D6 tabletop games. Support me from $1. For $3, you'll get access to basic maps, artwork, and for $5, you'll get all the rewards of previous tiers and gridded versions of the map, as well as supporting the creation of videos such as this. There we have maps with grids, latest dungeon battle maps, 3 to 4, depending on how much support. Perhaps. So please and thank you. Support me on Patreon. Chaos. That's what I thought. Chaos. All right. Please and thank you, everybody. Thank you for coming. Thanks, Mike, for the conversation. I appreciate it. Appreciate everybody stopping by. Please and thank you. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And if you'd like to support the channel, you can make a donation on Ko-Fi, join one of my patrons, or both. Buy my merch, buy my books. I prefer all the above. Links are in the link tree. Please and thank you. See you in the next video. Bye for now.